Hello, welcome back. In this video, we'll discuss the applications of lasers. Lasers find applications in almost every field. They are used in industry for welding, for drilling, for hardening the materials, and in medicine they are used in dermatology, in ophthalmology. In electronic industry they are used to drill the circuit boards and also to solder the electronic components to the circuit board. They are used to measure the various levels of the pollutants in the environment. This is a short list of the applications. However, there are many more applications we shall discuss in this video. Welding. Welding is the joining of two or more pieces into a single unit. Suppose you have two metal pieces like this, and if you want to join them, you bring them close to one another and you use gas welding or arc welding to join them. Using a laser, one can join them by focusing the laser beam along the joint. When the laser beam is focused on the joint, the temperature locally increases to a great extent. As a result, the material starts melting and the two pieces they join to make into a single unit. That is how laser welding is done. There is one major advantage we get from laser welding is that one can have almost zero impurities in the welding process. In the case of gas welding or arc welding, the joint will have certain impurities. Those impurities at a later time might affect the strength of the joint. Whereas when the welding is done using a laser, then the laser will not contribute to any impurities. As a result, the joint will last longer. Generally, the carbon dioxide lasers are used. Laser welding does not introduce impurities like the arc or gas welding. One more advantage is the heat affected zone will be very small in the case of laser welding. The heat affected zone is small. Next we'll discuss the drilling. The principle that we use for drilling using a laser is vaporization of the material at the focus of the beam. Holes of close to 10 micrometers in diameter can be drilled. For drilling, the ND-AG laser in pulsed mode is used. Hardening. Heat treatment of the material leads to hardening. For hardening purpose, carbon dioxide lasers of about a kilowatt output power are generally used in the continuous wave mode because the metals generally they reflect the infrared region. A special coating is applied. Heat treatment of the metals leads to hardening. Carbon dioxide lasers of 1 kilowatt output power are used. Since carbon dioxide laser emits in IR can be reflected by the metal pieces. So we apply a coating. Since IR can be reflected by the metals, graphite or zinc phosphate is applied on the surface of the workpiece. It is a non-contact method, therefore stress is not induced. Now we shall look at the electronics industry. Electronics industry uses lasers in the manufacturing of electronic components and integrated circuits. Lasers have been used to perforate and divide silicon slices having several hundred circuits. They are also used for the isolation of faulty components in large integrated circuits by disconnecting the conducting paths by evaporation. They are used in quality control, measurement of atmospheric pollutants. Generally, the atmospheric pollutants are measured by taking a sample from the atmosphere. The sample is taken to the laboratory to analyze the various possible pollutants in the atmosphere or in the sample. Whereas using a laser, one can study the pollutants in the atmosphere without using any specific sample. Directly, the laser can interact with the pollutants in the atmosphere and produce signals corresponding to each of those pollutants. One can study the density of the pollutants in the atmosphere. The pollutants generally we measure are nitrogen, carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide. Presence in atmosphere can be studied using a laser. Now we shall see the lasers application in medicine. Ophthalmologists, they use lasers to treat eye defects. They can also be used to remove cataract. They are used by dermatologists to treat skin diseases. Now we shall see lasers in science. They are used in spectroscopy. They are used in photochemistry. Lasers in defense. They are used for ranging, means to determine the separation between the target and the source. And they are also used in guiding. Example is a guided missile. Lasers in communications. They are extensively used in optical communications as source of light. Lasers are used in computers. They are used in CD read-write drives. They are also used in DVD read-write drives. We find the lasers being used in printers. The reason why lasers are used in DVDs and CDs is that a laser beam can be focused to a spot whose diameter is equal to the wavelength of the laser. So since the wavelength of the laser is small, one can easily store a very large amount of data in the case of optical storage devices such as CDs and DVDs. In this video, we have started our discussion with the industrial applications with welding, drilling and hardening. We have seen how they are used in the electronics industry. We have seen how atmospheric pollutants can be measured using the lasers. We have seen various applications of lasers in medicine. We have seen their application in science and defense. We have seen the applications of lasers in communications and computers. Thank you.